What is up, guys? My name is Dre and welcome to another Honkai style video. So in today's video we're talking about the major changes on this tier list, but before we hop into the topic of today's video, I just want to point you guys again to my YouTube short section, which is currently the content that I'm mainly focusing on. I try to upload there every day, so I'd highly appreciate any support there. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. Also, I'm planning to do a giveaway for patch 1.2 as we're hitting 1,000 subscribers. I'm planning to do a giveaway for the Express Supply Pass and of course for the battle pass. If we cannot hit the 1000 check mark, I will keep that giveaway and give it away to the next until the next patch, until patch 1.3. But if we hit the 1000 subscriber mark until patch 1.2, then there will be a giveaway happen. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. It would help me out a lot. All right, now with that out of the way, let's get back into the topic of this tier list. As always, this tier list is from pridewent.gg. I'll use that website a lot privately. I'll use that website a lot for content. They do not work with any leaked content, only with official content. They regularly update the tier list. They regularly update information provided for the game, so definitely check that out. The link is in the description down below. Also, the tier list is updated like by the time the video is recorded 2 days ago, so the tier list was updated on the 2nd of July. I'm recording this video on the 4th of July. Yeah, so there are some major changes happening. So since Silverwolf and LUOCHA came out, I'll try to put out the tier list every patch though. And yeah, I think there is some very interesting things that we like to talk about. So the major things that I just noticed now as we're progressing through the game, as we're getting new characters, is that there is now definitely clear to say that we have some very strong characters, that there are characters that are definitely better than other characters in certain categories. So as you can see, we have 3 categories. We have damage dealers, offensive supporters, and debuffers, and defensive supporters. So on the defensive supporter sides, mostly there are abundance and preservation characters. On the offensive support debuffer side, there are only harmony and nihility characters. And on the damage dealers, there are mainly destruction, erudition, and hunt characters. And now, as we can see, there's also a nihility character here, which is Welt, which is very interesting that they moved him from the debuffer side to the damage dealer side, and he still is on the S rank. Now, moving forward, I now definitely can say that certain characters have their place right now. Most free-to-play players that started from day one or that started the game very early should be around Trailblaze level 60 or above right now, or very close to Trailblaze 60. And yeah, starting from there, things will change in the game. You will more focus on farming. You will focus on clearing the memory of chaos. And this tier list is more based on using these characters on the memory of chaos. I think there's no change. Overall, so let's maybe go over all the categories one by one. Let's start with the damage dealers. Now, Sealy is still the best character. I cannot emphasize this enough. I still think Sealy is the most broken character in the game by far though. Just by the fact that she does a lot of damage, and if she kills an enemy, she takes another attack without really taking a turn for this. So I think this is like so good on her. Also, the quantum element is really relevant for this, and just by the fact that she takes a turn, that she takes an attack without using a turn, makes the character really good. Also, she has a lot of speed. She has high base stats. I feel like that the character is insanely good. Now, moving on to the S rank, which there are the changes. Clara basically moved up from A to S rank. Welt moved in here from the debuffer category, as I already said. We have 4 elements here. We have physical, we have lightning, we have imaginary, and we have an ice character here. I definitely feel like that Yang Ching is kind of underrated. I kind of want to have him though, because he's the only ice DPS character right now in the game. So as we're moving forward into the game, as we're getting another damage dealer from the ice element, I can see Yangqing moving down. But for now, because he is the only one, and also he's decently good, he does a lot of damage, I think that his place here is right. Talking about Welt, Welt is also very interesting. He does have a lot of conditions to do a lot of damage, so I think people are in different minds that if Welt is in the correct place, putting him on the one end as a damage dealer and putting him in the S tier, I think I can see myself putting him here. I think if I would have made a tier list, which I just want to say I mostly agree with the things that are on this tier list. There's not really a lot of criticism. There's only criticism in a very, very high manner, though. But I can't see myself putting Welt here. But I think if I would have made the tier list, I wouldn't place him here, I guess. So we can go over Welt real quick. So he deals imaginary damage for 79%, which is, I think, okay, and he deals 2 extra times, with each time dealing imaginary edge equal to 70% of Welt's attack to a random enemy. On hit, there is a 77 to 77% base chance to reduce enemy speed by 10%, which is definitely a part that is not relevant for a damage dealer. This is only relevant in the debuff category, and his ultimate skill can deal 162% to all enemies, so this is a part for an erudition character with 100% base chance, hit by his ability to imprison for 1 turn, which is also an element of a nihility character. So he does deal, I think, like decently good damage just alone with his abilities, but I think that the talent takes over here when hitting an enemy that is already slowed. Well, deals additional imaginary damage. So basically you have to hit this to get this, because just 79% is not that high of a multiplier compared to hunt characters or other damage characters. But adding this is, it adds up. So we basically need to add up everything here so that Welt does more damage. So when using an ultimate, there's 100% base chance to increase the damage received by the targets by 12% for 2 turns. This is the thing. Deals 20% more damage to enemy inflicted weakness break. So basically, we want to add up everything. We want to add up his A6 ability, which is 20% more damage increasement. This is 66% more attack and 79% to his attack. If you guys might not know, the most important damage increase in this game is damage increasement. So if, for example, if there's attack increasement, it is not as good as damage increasement, but you have to get weakness break and you have to slow your enemy. So basically you have to apply 2 of his effects, or 2 effects, to get his maximum damage output. Then I can see him dealing quite a lot of damage though. For Jingyuan, I think nothing really changes. If we're talking to the next character, I just don't want to talk too much about Welt, but I hope you get some insight into this. So what are the conditions that he does that much damage, or why he is in this category, in this tier though? Jingyuan, yeah, as I said, nothing changed too much. He is a solid character though. I think he definitely deserves the S tier. And I never questioned it ever though. For Clara, I thought a little bit different about Clara, but as we're moving into the later stage of the game, I feel like that Clara is really good because you can combine her with different kind of defensive and offensive support characters though, and she's not only March plus Clara, which was the combination that people were doing at the beginning. Now that changed though. That changed now. And now I really think that she has a place here. And we basically have a DPS of every character in this, besides the wind element, which should come with Blade. So I am pretty sure that Blade will be at least here, if not here. I'm thinking more so that he will be on this side though. But I'm not sure. We will see though. Moving on into the A category. So basically there are two major changes, I think. I don't know if Himiko was here before. I think Himiko was B, or I think Himiko was B. So basically Himiko and Shinko, oh, we can see it in the changelog though. Yeah, Himiko was B. And I'm pretty sure that Chinque was in B or C. And this is like the major changes. I'm currently using Chinque myself, and I'm kind of satisfied with the character, but I have to use her because I didn't pull for Silverwolf and I didn't pull for Sealy. So as you have, if you have these two characters, you won't really need Chinque ever though. At least if you have Sealy, you will never need to use Chinque if you have Sealy. It's like that easy. But if you have Silverwolf, it is possible to use Chinque, but it is not a necessary fact. But now that I don't have either of those two, I need to use that character. And that character has to go some RNG layers though. But if she hits those RNG layers, she's very, very good. She does a lot of damage though. She's a very decent character, which I can say about all of these because I'm basically using exactly all those 5 characters. The good thing is here that all those characters, they how do I say, they have all the elements that you need to clear for DPS except the ice element, as I already said, because Yangqing is the only ice offensive character. I'm only not using Himiko because I just pulled her recently on LUOCHA's banner because I lost my 50-50 and I already did build Hook and I don't want to invest more resources. But basically I have all of these 5 characters at least level 70, some of them all level 80, and I really can say that I feel that they have some strengths and some weaknesses compared to each other. Like for example, Serval is definitely only really good in multiple target fights, but not so in single target fights. While Su Shang is only good in single target fight, but not so in multi-target fights. She does a lot of damage in single target fights, while Serval is really good in multiple target fights. I really underestimated that character. I built a Serval because I didn't pull for Jingyeon. I built a Su Shang because she was my first DPS. I built a Danhang because I wanted to have a wind character, and also he does a lot of damage though. As you can see, he's in the S tier for single target damage. Then I built it Hook as my fire DPS character because I didn't have Himiko, and I also don't really want to use Himiko right now. And same goes for Chinque because I didn't pull for Silly and for Silverwolf. So I definitely feel like these 5 have their place here. Same goes for Himiko. I actually currently don't have the time to build Himiko. I also don't really feel like that it is needed because I don't feel like that she will help me with content in terms of clearing the memory of chaos. But overall, she's still a decent character if you're looking for an AoE damage dealer though. So definitely I would actually play her over Hook for AoE fights, and for single target fights I would still pick Hook instead of Himiko. Yeah, then Arlen moved one up, Herda moved one up. We don't have a D tier category anymore. I don't feel like that we really need to go over these characters though. I still feel like Arlen is a little underestimated. Same goes for Sampo, but like for the current state of the game, I think that it is right to put them in the B tier because they're all a little worse than the units that are here in terms for memory of chaos though. I also feel like that Herta is a little underestimated. I still can see using Herta in the memory of chaos just because of the fact that she is an ice damage dealer though. And this is currently the element and category that we are missing, ice and damage dealer. But I feel like that it is still reasonable to put them in the tiers where they are right now. And I think I wouldn't have placed them differently. Maybe Herta could be B tier, but she's like horrible in single target. She's only good in AoE scenarios. And yeah, I think that's it. Maybe Sambo will be more relevant as Kafka is coming to the game, because Kafka is pushing the dot effect, hopefully though, but we will see as she releases into the game. Offensive character, Bronya and Silverwolf are the best. So I think on the last tier list, Tingyun was in the same tier as Bronya, which I saw like that because we were Trailblazer level 60 and below. But now as we're 60 and above, I definitely have to say that Bronya and Silverwolf deserve that tier though. They are both insane characters. Even though Silverwolf is not the character that I liked her to be, I wanted her to be a weakness changing kinder character though, which she still does, but it is more random. She focuses more on debuffing the enemy itself for your characters to deal more damage, and she does that very, very well though. And yeah, because she did that, I kind of felt like I don't really need that character because I'm very invested in Bronya, and I still think that this is enough. Which doesn't mean if you already have Bronya, you still can summon for Silverwolf. It will still give you some value. And also, I would really think that they're on the same tier. I think Bronya is still slightly better than Silverwolf in my opinion, just because of the fact that effect resistance exists, even though they lowered the effect resistance with patch 1.1, and it is easier to hit the debuffs though, but still there are some kind of RNG layers that you have to get through using Silverwolf, while Bronya's effects are always consistent, they always hit, you only have to build her, and that is the edge that I would want to give Bronya. Pella and Tingyun, not really much to say. Tingyun is insanely good, she is a very good replacement if you don't have Bronya. Also, you kind of can use both if you don't have Silverwolf, but I think that if you have Silverwolf and you have Bronya, then you won't use Tingyun anymore. But it's not like that Bronya is a hot replacement for Tingyun. She still has her valids though, because she is very skill point efficient compared to Bronya. But of course, you will have less value out of damage using that character though. Pella, also not much to say. Kind of underestimated. So I think she moved a tier up though. I think she was A before, but I'm not sure. But I'm definitely seeing her here. I am very happy to pull her though. And yeah, moving forward, I will definitely use her. But as I said, resources in this game starting from level 60 are very tough. And currently I cannot use Pella. Then Yukong, the new edition, I would definitely put her in the A tier. I think that she's not as good as those four though, but doesn't mean that she's bad. Basically, all Harmony's characters and all Nihility characters in this category are good. I think it is reasonable to use all of them. It is reasonable to use those two, even though if you own all those four characters. But, like in terms of Memory of Chaos, it depends on the team that you're using. I prefer to use more likely those four characters rather than these two characters, even though I think they're decent. Just because of the fact that I like to have damage buffs and speed buffs. And yeah, Pella's also from the Ice Element, which can be really good. Yeah. Not in terms that they cannot buff speed. So yeah, Asta still can buff speed, and off that she's really good at shield breaking. But I'd rather like to use these S tier characters, and I also think that the gap is correct here. Now, for defensive supporters, LUOCHA moved in and he changed that category by a lot. As you can see, Bailu moved a tier down from S+ tier, while Natasha and Fire Trailblazer also moved a tier down. Basically, what I just want to say here is nothing really changed for those characters. They are still as good as they were before. The only thing that changed is that LUOCHA is better in terms of a defensive character. LUOCHA is basically the perfect character for a whale as you're going into him. Like, if we talk about him real quick, about his Eidolons, every Eidolon basically makes him stronger though. So there's an Eidolon that pushes the damage of all, so basically making him a hunt character or a destruction character. Then the next one just makes him a preservation character. Then yeah, this one makes him a preservation character, like, again. And this one makes him a nihility character, so basically he does it all. If you pull for I think if you pull for Eidolons for this character, he's literally the best character in the game. If he is on E6, I would put him like here. I would put him like in every category in the S plus tier. Of course, he cannot do as much damage as Sealy. He cannot be tanky as Japort. He cannot buff better than Silverwolf from Bronya. But the valuable thing, if you have him E6, is that he can do everything at once. And in gacha games, the more things a unit can do, the better the unit is. So that is like the reason why I would put Bailu down, because Bailu only can heal. Of course, heal is important in this game. You have to recure your team, but Bailu only can do this, while LUOCHA can do like a lot more if we go over his skills. He does it passively. He does damage on the one hand. His Abyss Flower stacks also buffs some damage. He can dispel the debuffs from the enemy. He no, not dispel. He can remove one debuff from allies. Yeah, he can resist to crowd control. I think it's like an insane character though. So yeah, he definitely deserves to be here. Japort also really deserves to be here, just because of the fact that he also has a nihility ability, I'd say. He can shield all your characters, which is really good. And then he has a small chance, I think like 70% or something, to to freeze the enemy. No, it's a 65% base chance to freeze the enemy, which is also still really good. So definitely I cannot see Japort moving down very quickly, because what he does is really relevant. Also, again, because he's from the ice element, it's currently an addition to be a tier up compared to other characters, because ice is one of the most relevant elements here. Then yeah, for Natasha and Trailblazer, as I said, they're not bad. I don't know if I would put them in the same tier as March. Maybe March is a little worse though. But as I said, because she's from the ice element, it is reasonable to be a tier up because just of that element. But like in terms of the kit, I still think that these two are slightly better than March. Not meaning that March is bad or something, but in my opinion, I feel like these two are a little bit better than March. But I can be wrong here. Maybe they are as good. I mean, Natasha is really good. She has solid healing though. She also can remove debuffs with her Ascension tree. The Trailblazer is always a very good, but as we're moving forward into the game, as we're moving into the later stages of the game, I can see the trend that the Trailblazer will move down a little bit because we get better tanks and characters that does more things like Japort and better, which will be the reason why Japort moves down one day though. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that like these four characters, except for Japort, will stay here for a while, and other characters will have more movement as we're moving into the game. Yeah, okay, this minute is already over 20 minutes long. I hope you guys did enjoy how I did go over this tier list. And yeah, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.